because she was getting bullied. She was getting bullied, and something was happening at home as well. And she was a pretty young lady, and she sung, she wrote poems and stuff, and she videotaped her killing herself. So that's another thing that our youth have to deal with.
And I think too, I see what it calls for advocate. Teach people to be advocates, because actually going to this, I feel like a lot of them, you go to the school, you complain, parents do, they don't do anything about it. And the parents of the child is bullying the other children. You can't say anything now to parents about their children.
Because the parent gonna come on there fighting too. So and it's sad now that we don't think about these things. We just think about ourselves, think about they kids, they'll be alright, they'll grow out of it. They'll get over that. But then they get adults, and then you see that they didn't grow out of it. They didn't. You didn't deal with it when they was young, and now you're trying to deal with an adult. And it's a whole nother level. And so that's one of the things that our kids have to deal with. Another thing is materialistics.
Oh, they get everything. It bothers me. They get everything without, back then when we were growing up. But I didn't get allowances. Right. We were expected to do chores.
School is
this girl, shoot, not only school but the house.
Yeah.
If I wanted to go out, I had to clean the whole house. My bedroom, the kitchen, and the living room, dining room. And then I could approach my mom and like, can I go to so and so and so? But now we just give kids them stuff. There's nothing.
And they don't even
have no social skills.
Right. So,
and that's all they do. You're right. They have no social skills. They get on their cell phone. They get on the iPad, and that's all they do. They don't even look up.
Reality.
Yeah, and not knowing that
they don't even know how to have a conversation.
Right. Function with normal people. Normal adults or children. You see a lot of that.
Riding with my grandkids in the car, and we were going to Kentucky, and their parents gave them it was three of them, a 9-year-old, 5-year-old, and one that just turned 4. And they had their iPads. I was like, nah, put them iPads up. We're going to have conversations. From Georgia to Kentucky, because we're going to talk about stuff. We're going to look at the scenery. We're going to talk about the cars. We're going to play games. We're not going to be using any iPad. And my other daughter, she's looking at me like, oh, Lord, she's crazy. But no, I'm not crazy. Because that's what I did when my kids were, they need to be able to have a conversation.
The conversation.
You can entertain yourself. We found different things to entertain ourselves without.
Yeah, we did. We went outside.
You wouldn't come inside because if you came in the house, you can't go back out.
Exactly. Don't end up out my door.
Right.
So you
in and out
exactly. So that's another thing that our kids deal with. Like, we have to teach our kids that it's more than just social media. It's more than just on the phone. You go outside and have some fun and and learn new things and, just explore the world.
Right.
Exactly.
It helps you, learn how to network so when you get older, you know how to go and approach someone.
They walk down the street like this.
Right. You see that a lot. Walk across the street with their face in the phone and get mollywopped.
And then I'm not even going to blame the youth because we got some adults too. So, so, and then another thing that our kids deal with is obesity.
Can we go back to that? I wanted to add this.
Yeah.
Because, this is, we live in a society that promotes materialism, and so we perpetuate this particular malady by instilling bad habits to our children. So we kind of tell our children, you can have everything. Right. So, there's no way, just credit cards bill is real high. As scoring.
Right.
Your credit score is bad. You get your income tax, you take the entire check and you spend up on all kind of stuff.
Right. Materialistic stuff.
Materialistic.
Yeah.
So I think we're so focused on materialistic things that we can't even save.
Or having a certain image.
Yeah. Right. So we have to live up to the Joneses,
Right.
Be like the Joneses.
So be broken, busted, trying to catch up with the Joneses.
Well, they say you buy what you want and beg for what you need.
Wow. I like that. Say that again.
Well, they say you buy what you want and beg for what you need.
Buy what you want and beg what you need. Wow. And the next thing that our kids deal with is obesity.
Yes.
That's the same old thing. They sit around.
They sit in front of TV. They're inactive. Usually most kids, if you were to say, do you go outside maybe once a week? They'll probably tell you, no, I just get on the bus or whatever. That's their time going outside.
And then they take away PE from school, too.
Yeah, and that's another thing. You take away PE from school and, you know.
With the hours, too, as far as what they do, like at recess, like we had recess back in the day, maybe it's 15 minutes. It used to be like 30 minutes to an hour.
And we
always look forward to going outside. Now, these days.
You couldn't go outside. It was just an awful thing.
Yeah, so, you know, and not only just, you know, sitting in the computer, but we also don't teach our kids how to eat healthy. You know, we want to instantly feed our kids all this processed food and not knowing it's hurting them, it's killing them. You know, our kids now are catching diabetes early, cancer early. You know what I'm saying? And they're overweight,
hypertension, you know, high blood pressure.
Yes,
because of the clogged arteries and stuff like that. They get
like
the heart
saturated
disease.
fat, going through the drive-through, getting them a Happy Meal,
that whole big old chicken. You know, I saw my 5-year-old. Sat down and she was trying to drink 16 ounces. I'm like, I can't even drink.
Everything's mega size. Like, all the food is so large now. Medium looks like an extra large. I don't care what anybody says. That food is humongous. You pull up, you think you're getting something small, but your fries were this huge. I'm telling you. So you see all of that, and think about kids when they start eating, they're going to get used to eating like that.
Stomach stretch.
There's little tummies get so big. You know, you have to continue so you can fully get that feeling that you had enough to eat for the day.
They said our portion size is kind of like double the portion sizes in Europe and different places.
We're just little greedy little things, I think, sometimes. Yeah.
And another thing that our kids dealing with is educational. You know,
disparity.
Yeah, educating disparity. So that's another thing that I deal with as well, because
they get kicked out of school more. They've noticed the studies that show that they get suspended more, and a lot of our children drop out of school.
Right.
Yeah, because they don't have the tools that they need in the schools.
And then our boys get labeled.
EIP, they try to put a lot of the younger boys in EIP,
drugging them up, saying that they because they can't be still, that they need drugs. That's not true. You know, they need something to do. They bored.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta make now. School is not even fun anymore. School now is about making the score the highest score. It's not about educating that child or learning, make sure that they have the skills that they need to go to the next grade. It's not about that no more. It's all about who got the highest score so you can get this grant money. Right. It's not about educating our kids and make sure that they are prepared to go to the next level, the next school. Now they got it to the point where they have to oh my goodness!
Have certain benchmarks.
Oh my goodness, my kids.
Yeah, they have.
Oh my goodness, they have so much work.
I think there's so much.
Oh my God, they got so much work.
Why they have all of that stuff, and then too, it's only in our schools. So if you can't afford private, if you can't afford to go to a
private school.
You have
the kids the classroom are big now, so it's more work on the teacher. Because they got so many students, lack of resources, lack of money.
They're responsible for their own resources too. But then we have to remember, as a people, we don't participate in the PTA.
We
don't go up there and advocate and say, hey, I know we're trying to work the 2 and 3 jobs, but we have to come up with a solution. How can we got to take ownership for our children's education.
Yeah, we have to. You know, we got to stop thinking that the school is responsible for it, which, you know, but I say this, that our kids are at school half of the time, like 8 hours. You know what I'm saying? So I think we do need to push these educators educating our kids, because our kids are there most of the time at school. So we got to really push this. And, you know, I used to go to the board meeting and stuff, and, you know, and listen to them, and, you know, and I see the difference. Because with my kids, they go to Bolton, they go to Southern, they go to North Atlanta. But these parents, they support. They
North Atlanta definitely does, yeah.
They make sure that you gonna take care of their kids and their education.
I seen them. I remember going to my son's school, my youngest son, to his middle school in North Fulton County, and I remember the little girl advocating. Okay, did she answer you? The teacher, she doesn't know. Well, this is what we'll all do. And I'm like, what? So she already knew how to advocate for herself.
Mm-hmm.
And this, our kids don't know that. We had to teach our children
that they have a voice.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You got a voice. If you see something that ain't working in your class, you got a voice.
Right.
Right, and let your parent know that something
Exactly.
is going on in the classroom, or you have a teacher that is causing a situation where you're having some barriers to learning. Because a lot of times, if a child doesn't say anything, you will not know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And we have to, as a parent, if you see something, don't just not say anything. You go up there, but don't go up there being disrespectful or, go out there and
request a meeting. You can always
exactly.
Email, you can get the superintendent
email,
involved,
get that paper trail.
The principal, there's ways to do things properly. So you have a paper trail, like you said, that you try to address this situation and have a resolution.
And we have to look at the educators too. Some of them, it doesn't pay a lot compared to salaries for different careers.
Yeah.
We also have to look at some of them don't want to be there.
They don't. They don't want to be there. They will out of their mouth tell you they don't want to be there. It's just a check.
It's just a check.
And it's really sad because if it's just a check to you and it's not a calling, then I don't want you to teach my child.
Right. Just like nursing. You have to have some compassion and care and actually be able to perform your job. Because when you think about it, they're dealing with people's lives as well. Even though it's not on a physical level, but mentally you're dealing with people's lives.
Emotionally.
That's right. All of that.
Yes, you're dealing with, and so, and I'm just going to say because we, the call is the show ends at 10. So I just want to say that the last 3 is shifting economic poverty and erosion of national pride and identity. So our kids deal with a whole lot. They really do deal with a whole lot, and we have to realize that, they don't deal with what we have dealt with when we was growing up. To me, they're dealing with a lot more, a lot more. But we now have the resources. We now have the opportunity to do something about it. Back then we didn't. Back then, even when I was when my mom and my dad, when they was growing up and going to school and stuff, they didn't really know. They didn't know how to. They did the best that they could. But now we got the resources and we got the opportunity to be able to do something about it.
Yeah, we have the knowledge,
Yeah, we got the knowledge.
And you can go online. You can Google anything.
Google anything now.
Right. How to do a business plan. Anything now that you want. Information is in your hand, but once you get in your hands, how do you apply it to your life?
Yes.
And actually have what? Effort and resolution.
Exactly. So, we had a great call tonight, talking about our youth. There are solutions. We have a lot of problems going on, but there are solutions, and there are solutions to these problems, and we have to realize that bring your solution, bring your ideas, bring donations, volunteer our youth. If you have a summer program by your house, put it out there. Let me know. You can reach me up on Facebook by Nicole Hayes. You can call me on the phone, 470-839-0701. That is my personal line. If I'm not able to help you, I can grill you into the right person that can guide you into the right person that can help you or your child. Because, like I said, we have to take care of ourselves. We can't allow the system to just allow the system to do it. Because all the system wants is the money. That's all they want. They don't care at all. But we have to before we can make sure they do what they need to do. We got to make sure that we doing what we need to do. That we care. Right. That we care about our youth. That we're gonna make sure they are fed. That we make sure that they are learning what they need to be learning. That they know about themselves. That they love themselves. And once they see that we gonna do it, then we are unstoppable. Right. We can't allow these folks to do what they want to do to our kids because we see what's happening. We'll see they're killing themselves. They're getting into so much stuff, and we see that. So I just want to give just give my listeners, just, come and volunteer us this Friday from 6 to 9. Address is 3105 Washington Road, East Point, Georgia, 30344. Come and just see our youth and mentor them. They need us. We are our brother and sister keepers. And so let's just stop complaining about it and let's do something about it, because it is possible. Nothing is impossible. It is impossible. So I just want to thank you all for tuning in and listening in and give us your feedback as well. If we said something that wasn't, out of the ordinary, give us your feedback, because I enjoy feedback. I like feedback. Let me know what I need to do to better the show.